You're live. Hello, everyone. This is JP. So just give me a feedback on the chat to tell me if the image is right, if the sound, if you can hear me, simply, and we'll get started. So just a quick feedback. I know there is some latency sometimes between the chat and the video, so I'm just going to wait a few seconds for people to arrive and have that feedback. And we'll get started on life purpose. I'm checking that everything is fine on my side. So, can you hear me? Yes. All right. Well, I'm glad to be here with you. Thanks for joining that workshop. I will try to make it as interactive as possible. The idea is not to give you a conference about life purpose from a very intellectual perspective, but more about sharing my own experience and trying to guide you through your own experience and how to make decisions to reconnect to your life purpose, to identify your life purpose, to recognize it, and making sure that maybe you're not, making the wrong decisions based on the wrong way of making decisions. So we'll try to explore a lot of that, and I would like also to answer a lot of your questions. I'm going to start talking about a few things, but feel free to express your questions along the way, and I will try to get the questions as I see them in the chat and answer them, and let's try to co-create something together here. So quick introduction. I'm JP. I'm from France originally. I've been traveling for 18 months now, and I started my professional journey in IT in France, so engineering school, and then being IT engineer, developer, analyst, IT project manager, project director, managing 50 people in Paris. And at some point, reaching that point when I was around 29, 30, I realized that I was feeling completely empty. I didn't see the point of all those IT projects. I didn't see the point of working long hours for projects that sometimes finish in the drawer because nobody knows how to use it, or because the client has changed his mind. So I was feeling that emptiness in my professional life, but also in my personal life. And I decided to leave everything behind. And I decided with my ex-wife to leave France and move to New Zealand on the other side of the earth. So it's 20,000 kilometers away. And I found a job over there quite easily. I was pretty proud of myself. But 3 weeks after starting that new job, I realized that I was actually restarting the same life I had quit in Paris. So that was quite a strong insight, very impactful as well, as you can imagine, because I've been investing a lot of time, energy, and money preparing the move to New Zealand, especially because I also had a baby at the time. So it was quite an investment, and to realize after 3 weeks in that new job that, oh shit, I'm doing a mistake. What I'm doing right now is a mistake. So why did that happen? And that was the start of my journey. It was a professional journey, of course, but it was especially a personal journey. So it was, what do I want? Asking those questions, but in a very deep level, when you realize that everything you've been building along those years, everything that you've been working for during those years it's like it didn't mean anything anymore. It's like, okay, I'm starting from scratch. Let's say I had made no studies. I don't have any career. I don't have any experience. I'm starting from scratch. What do I want right now? What do I want to do? And that's a tough question. That's a very tough question. I don't know if you've asked yourself once that question. What do I want to do with my life? Maybe you can just tell me in the chat. Have you asked yourself once, just taking the time, maybe looking at yourself in the mirror, what do I want to do with my life? And that's a very tough question. And you should never blame yourself for not finding the answer, because it's a journey. There's no right answer, and there's no answer that will last your whole life. It's a journey. It's not a destination, and you've maybe heard of that already. It's not about finding the answer to everything, but it's about finding a way to move forward towards that destination, which is the life purpose. But so first thing that I would a key I would take away for tonight is that don't try to get the right answer for your life purpose. There is a right answer here and now for the coming weeks, the coming months, maybe the coming years, but that answer is evolving as you are evolving through life, through experience, either personal or professional. So never be attached to finding that answer. I want that answer, and as long as I don't have that answer, I'm not going to do anything, because that's a mistake. All right. When I arrived in New Zealand, having that insight, oh shit, what did I do? I'm just recreating something I was hating at the end. So what was my process, my decision-making process to reach that trap again? And I started to ask myself that question, okay, what do I want to do? Who am I? And I started to explore things. I think over the 6 months after I arrived in New Zealand, I started like 6 or 7 projects, pretty much in parallel. And I think the first 2 projects were very technical. And I realized I worked like hell, like 2 months, 3 months on each of the projects, on top of my job, because I had bills to pay. I have a baby. I have to feed my family, so I still have my daily job. And on top of that, I was working on my own projects. And after 2, 3, 4 months, depending on the project, but mostly technical projects, like I used to be a developer, so I tried to get back to that. I realized, shit, that's not what I want to do anymore. I don't like it. Even if it's my own thing, even if it's my personal thing, I don't like it anymore. I'm not enjoying that anymore. So that was a kind of disappointment because I was putting a lot of energy on those projects, but to the point where I realized that, no, that's not for me. That's not me anymore. That's not my path anymore. So what is my path? And when you're trapped in the idea that your path should be that way, oh, I've worked in IT, so my path is in IT. So you're going to look at solutions and you're going to look at paths in that direction. But by paying attention only to that direction, you're not going to see, other opportunities on the sides, because you're too much focused on that. And that was my mistake. Oh, I'm an engineer in IT. My path in that way. I just need to explore a different company, another project in IT. But maybe not. Maybe it is for you. Maybe you are already on the right path. But in my experience, I was not on my right path. So I started to explore and try to have a wider spectrum of, okay, what could I do? Where are my strengths? Where are my talents? What is bringing me joy? Okay, just reconnecting to that feeling of joy, and I think that's a very important point too. people want to be happy in their life. Maybe you want to be happy in your life. I don't know. And let me know if you don't want to be happy in your life. I would be interested to have a chat with you. But most people want to be happy in their life. And when I'm asking people, oh, do you like your job? Do you like your life? Do you like what you're doing? Oh, no, I'm a bit fed up with that. Or it's paying the bills. Or, yeah, no, I don't really like the job. But actually, with that job, I can travel everywhere in the world. And that's fine. That's, it pays the bills. But at some point, life usually is catching up with us, sorry. And it's creating experiences for us to recognize that, shit, I'm unhappy in that life. Because sometimes we're just lying to ourselves. Yeah, I like that job. Yeah, it's paying the bills. I can travel around the world and it's okay. It's not my passion, but it's okay. I like it. Yeah, I like it. I like the team. I like the technology. I like the culture. But actually behind that, the deep feeling is not necessarily happiness or joy. And when you're going through that kind of experience where joy is not present enough, then life is giving you a sign that something is wrong. And that sign can reach a point where you can have a burnout. And usually a burnout is a big sign like, wake up. This is not your path. This is a different path. And that wake up can be very violent for some people. I don't know if you've been through a burnout or if you know people that have been through a burnout, but you can feel that, shit, my life is empty. I worked all these years and I'm burned out now. And usually there is some kind of a lack of understanding. What is it all about? What's the meaning of that? And usually, and I'm asking you why people are doing burnout. I don't know if the chat is working. I don't see anything moving in there. I'm not familiar with that interface, but I see that there is some people here. Can you just confirm that you still can hear me? And tell me if you know why people are doing burnouts. Because that's a trap, and that's a trap in which a lot of people fall, unfortunately. But it's a construction. It's the way our society has been built that is creating that trap. And I'm going to explain why. Working and inclusive, I know what you talk about, all right? So why people are doing burnouts, and that's a question that will lead us to how you can recognize if you're on your path or not. So why are people doing burnouts? Just imagine someone working in a big company, and in that big company, they have goals, yearly goals. At the end of the year, I need to reach 120% of my objective, otherwise I'm not going to get my salary. And I need to recruit 20 people. I need to do that. So we have a lot of goals, all right? And we keep those goals in mind. And maybe our manager is making sure that we have these goals in mind all the time, every day, every morning, maybe. And every morning when I get up and think about those goals, oh, I need to do that. The to-do list, we have to do that. And at the end of the day, I will be happy because my to-do list, I've checked all the boxes. But that's a way of working, that's a way of living that is based only up there in your mind. I need to check the boxes. And maybe you felt that. I've felt that. I'm not blaming or judging anyone. I've been there. To-do list. I'm checking the boxes. Yeah, I've done my to-do list. I'm trying to feel happy, but there is some notion of satisfaction but maybe I cannot feel the thing. So maybe I haven't done enough. So tomorrow I'm going to do more, and I'm going to add few more things to my to-do list and check more boxes, because my boss, my manager, will be happy if I'm checking a lot of boxes during the day. So that's a way of living, a way of working that is up there. I'm attached with my mind to my goals. And when I'm saying up there, it's in contrast by here. How do I feel? Not what do I think, but how do I feel? How do I feel in the morning when I'm waking up and go to that job where I have my list of goals to reach? How do I feel in the morning when I wake up? I have a meeting with my boss explaining what I should do at work, what I'm not doing well. How do I feel at the end of the day when I think I had a good day, but I feel different? I feel empty. I feel drained. Burnouts are happening when the gap between here, I need to do that, and here, how do I feel? When that gap is too wide, is too large, you have a burnout. It's like a band. You're pulling the band, then paf, it cracks, it breaks. Because the gap is too wide between how you feel and how you work usually with your mind. And the only way for your body to tell you, no, I'm not happy, is to make you stop. And that's why you have people having burnouts and being at hospitals, because they didn't listen to their body. How do they feel? People want to be happy in their life, but they're never asking themselves, am I happy in what I'm doing, in what I'm doing every day? You know, to 250 days, 300 days per year, 40 hours, 50 hours per week. Am I happy with that? Sometimes I think I'm happy because everyone told me around me, my parents, my school, my teachers, my family, my friends, society, TV, culture, everything around me told me, oh, if you have a good career, you'll be happy. You have to get married. You have to have a house, a car, children. And then when you check the boxes, then you'll be happy. Except that at some point, you realize in life that, oh, so I have the career, yeah, check. I have the house, I have the wife, or the husband, sorry, ladies. I have the children, I have the dog. I've checked all the boxes, but I'm starting to wonder if I'm really happy with that. And some people realize, actually, I'm not really happy. Maybe I should change house. Oh, yeah, we're going to sell that house and buy a new house, and then I will be happy. Maybe that's a career. Maybe I don't like that career. I'm going to change career, and then I will be happy. Maybe the husband or the wife. Actually, I'm not super happy. I should change the husband or the wife, and the next one will make me happy. And we're cycling through all those checklists, changing everything in our life, exterior things in our life, and realizing, shit, I'm still not happy. And I did that. When I was in Paris, I was managing 50 people, and everybody was saying, oh, next step is 100 people. Okay, and I had a second house on the beach in France, and have a baby on its way. And I was checking everything, and I was feeling empty. And some people are telling me, or asking me at least, oh, but actually moving to New Zealand then was a failure because you just realized that you didn't want to be in IT anymore. And actually, no, it was not a failure. it was my path to understand that I was recreating the same thing that I was not happy about. So I had to go through that experience to understand it. And probably, even if someone had told me, oh, JP, moving to New Zealand, starting to find a new job similar as the one you have here in Paris is not going to make you happy. Well, I wouldn't have understood that. I had to experience it and feel that I was doing a mistake. It's different to feel and experience things than to think we have understood things. And to give you an example, I was coaching project managers, and I was reviewing the minutes, the report of the meeting with some of the coaches. And one of the coaches was always doing mistakes all the time. And I was fixing them. And I was telling him, at some point, there will be a wall. You're going to hit the wall, because if I'm not fixing your shit, you're going to hit the wall. There will be mistakes. And the customer won't be happy about that. And one day I told him, he came for me to fix his shit. And I said, no, this time just send the report to the customer and we'll see. And he started to freak out a little bit. He sent it and he hit the wall. Customer just did, oh, there are mistakes here. It was okay, no big deal in terms of risk for the project at that time. But for my coachee, it was important to hit that wall to understand that what I was saying to him, to his mind, but he had to experience it to understand, oh shit, yeah, now I understand why it's important. And maybe you have experienced that, like you knew something up there, but at some point you had an experience that, oh shit, now I understand. I thought I understood before, but I had to experience something to really integrate that, understand here with experience, through experience. Is everything that I'm saying tonight is making sense for you, or do you have questions already? Because I'm talking a lot, but my point is to give you ideas and clues about how and what the traps are in life in general. And that's my truth. Maybe it's not yours. So just see if it's resonating for you. If it's not resonating, then fine. It's okay. I'm not trying to convince anyone. Just try to feel if it's making sense for you. All right? So I have, yes, the life list, yeah. The body talk to ourselves always, yeah. And that's a very important point, because that's where your compass is. All right. I was saying that. So just a question before. What is it? What is to be happy for you? How do you enjoy with the life? Okay. So it's a good question. It's perfect for my transition. Thank you. What I'm saying so far is the main mistake we can do is lead our life through the mind. I think I will be happy if I'm doing that. I think I will be happy if I'm doing that. It's like having a banana. I have a banana here. All right, you can see banana. With my mind, I've never eaten a banana. Let's say I have never eaten a banana. Okay. With my mind, I can say, I think I'm gonna like that banana because it's yellow and it looks very, very good. So I think I'm gonna like that banana. But when do you know if you like something? When do you know if you're gonna enjoy something? Well, I have to eat banana, and when I'm eating the banana, I will know while eating, through the experience of eating, if I like banana. That's the only way to know. So for life, it's the same thing. How do I know if I'm gonna like to be a manager of 50 people, of 100 people? Well, I'm gonna try. Do I like it or I don't like it? In my case, I didn't like it. How do I know if I'm gonna like to be a teacher? Well, teach. I'm sure you can find 3, 4, 5 people that you can teach for free and create for yourself the experience of teaching, so that through the experience, you can identify in yourself how you feel while teaching. And if through that experience you're feeling joy, do it, continue. Experiment, continue to experiment and follow that guidance inside. Yeah, I like to do it. And I would do it for free because I like it. And that joy, that feeling is what is guiding you on your path. And it can be hard for some people, like it used to be hard for me, because I was so much in my mind, I was disconnecting from my body, and I was trying to copy other people's life. Like, oh, he's doing that business on internet. Oh yeah, I want to do the same. But actually, I was just trying to copy his path on mine. But that's his path. That's maybe his life purpose. Maybe he's a success because that's his path, his own path, his life purpose. But maybe my path is different. But with my mind, oh, he's making a lot of money, he's successful, I want to be the same. I'm gonna try to be in somebody else's shoes that are not my shoes. And maybe you've tried that. If you have tried some shoes that have a smaller size than yours, it feels like, oh, it's a bit painful. So when you're on somebody else's path, it's also painful. Yeah, I'm gonna build an e-commerce business, and I don't like advertising, I don't like to choose products, but I want an e-commerce business because I know it's gonna work, because this guy is successful and I'm gonna do the same, and it's gonna be painful, but whatever, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it. And some people on that path are reaching the point of burnout. Because the burnout is the wake-up call saying, JP, not your path. I don't have anything against e-commerce websites, all right? It's just an example. But that's an example that I can see a lot of people following, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna create that business on internet, I'm gonna do the same. But okay, try 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, but at some point, just reconnect to how you feel. How do I feel on that path? Well, it's been 3 months, I'm feeling pretty unhappy in my life by doing that. Maybe that's not the right path. So I saw that there was a lot of comments. Yeah, of course it makes sense. Okay, makes totally sense. Okay, great. It's absolutely making sense because fortunately or unfortunately, I have experienced something like this by the age of 20. Okay, so that sometimes it's a good thing. Having a I think it's better to have a burnout at 20, a wake-up call like, shit, what am I doing with my life? I'm not on the right path. Than actually working 40 years on a path that is not yours at all, being unhappy, and maybe you have met some old people that are bitter with life. Yeah, you know, work hard, and maybe when you're retired, maybe you will have some fun. You know, some bitter people that hadn't had the chance of having a burnout. A burnout is a wake-up call. The number of people that I'm coaching that are telling me, oh shit, the burnout is the best thing that happened in my life. Yes, because it was a wake-up call. Wake-up call meaning you're not on your path. Wake up. You're not on your path. Wake up. And the less you're listening to your heart, the less you're listening to how you're feeling, the harder the smack will be. And if you're not listening to the smack every day, then the smack is going to be stronger and stronger and stronger until you listen. And if the body has to stop working so that you listen, it's going to stop. It's going to stop. And that's why people are in hospitals. Shit, I'm 30 or I'm 20. What happened? Your body is saying stop. Stop leading that life. That life is not yours. So somehow another way of seeing things, having a burnout at the age of 20 is a wonderful thing. It's a gift. Like for me, moving to New Zealand, spending a year of preparation, like I said, energy, money, investments and everything to prepare everything, and arriving in New Zealand, oh shit, I did a mistake. Yeah, but a beautiful mistake. What if I was staying in IT for 15, 20 more years and being unhappy in that life? So thanks to the circumstances and thanks for that insight, I realized that, oh, I'm not on my path. Experience is real life. Yeah, experience. So it's really, there's, like I said, there's only one way to know if you're going to like chocolate. Taste chocolate. Try it. Otherwise, you're just in your mind. You're just making movies in your mind. Oh, maybe I will like it. And yeah, oh, I'm going to be successful and blah, blah, blah. But you're in your mind. You don't know. It's a trap. It's like the guinea pig, you know, in his wheel, in this cage. Just the thinking is becoming the feeling, and how do I feel? And the how do I feel, there's only one way to know. It's through experience. That's the only way to know. Otherwise, that's just bullshit from here. We have plenty of theory. Yeah, we've been told that, oh, to be happy in your life, you need to have the career, you need to have the wife, the husband, you have the car. So we've been told a lot of things. But if you ask those people, yeah, but you have everything. Are you happy? Oh, not really. You know, would like that. So they're not happy, but they're just following the rules that they were told. Like we are, hopefully not anymore, following the rules that we were told. Because okay, when you don't know how things work, you just follow. Oh, you do life. You lead your life that way. Oh, I'm going to do the same. But we're never questioning. Or at least not enough, and not enough experiencing either. It's about conditioning. I think makes completely sense. Start to do what you really feel and what you're supposed to feel. Yeah, and not what you're supposed to feel. Sorry, I must go. Very interesting. Thanks, Emiliano. Only by doing living situation we understand better. Yeah, exactly. The understanding is happening at a different level than just here. It's understanding here. And like I said earlier, you've probably, I don't have any example coming. That's weird. Usually I have plenty of examples. Maybe it will come. Yeah, but you've probably experienced something like, yeah, you understood something here, like rationally, from a rational thinking. You've understood something. But at some point you had an experience like, oh shit, now I understand. I thought I understood, but now I understand. So the understanding is happening here through the body, through the experience. The story is about a construction of our idea of real life. Yes, it's an idea, what we think about life and how life should be. That, okay, so it's depending, it can be a good thing. Okay, your construction, existing construction, might be already a good thing. I'm not saying you're doing things wrong. If you're happy in your life, great, continue that path. Just continue what you're doing. But if you're feeling unhappy, unsatisfied, or if you're feeling that emptiness, or that there is a calling for something higher, something more important, something more joyful, something more fulfilling, then it's time to, okay, how can I change my way of living life? And that's what I'm trying to share with you tonight. I know that man all time think with mind, and a lot of them have problem to feel. Yeah. What to do in this case? Do you have some advices to change and start to listen feeling? Okay, so that's a good question. So feeling, like I said, I'm tasting chocolate and I'm gonna see if I like it. So when I'm tasting chocolate, I'm putting the chocolate in my mouth and I'm trying to reconnect to my senses. How's the texture? How's the taste? Is it soft? Is it melting? So I'm reconnecting to body feelings. All right. So about experiences in general, because I would say chocolate or a banana or an orange or a kiwi is easy, but for other experiences, it's just about reconnecting to the body. And one thing, one simple exercise you can do to reconnect your body is pay attention to your breath. Just feeling, and you can put, I don't know if you can put your hand on your belly, just like that. And just feeling the hand moving while you're breathing. It's a way to reconnecting to your body. It's an easy way. And when you're reconnected to your body, you are in the present. Your mind is most of its time, if not 100% of the time, in the past. Oh, it happened that yesterday at work, or oh, you know what my friend told me, blah, 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 and told me that, and then I told him that, and oh, maybe I should have told that. I'm in the past. Or maybe I'm in the future. My mind is either in the past or in the future. Oh yeah, tomorrow I'm going to do that, and in 6 months I'm going to travel to that place. In 2 years I'm going to start a business with that, because I'm going to have enough money to. I'm in the future. I'm inventing scenarios, creating, imagining things that will or will not happen. But when I'm in the past or in the future, I'm not in the present. And if I'm not in the present, I cannot live the experience of the present and feel how I feel in the present of that experience. If I'm tasting chocolate, but I'm blah, 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 I'm talking about something else, about the future to my friend here, I'm going to eat the full tablet, the full bar, the full chocolate bar. Oh, shit, it's finished. Or your friend is asking, oh, how was the chocolate? Oh, actually, I don't remember eating it, because you were not present. It's about being present in the experience. And to be present in the experience is to reconnect to the body. And one simple way is to reconnect to your breath. My way of being present with you tonight while I'm talking to you is feeling my feet on the floor. If I realize that my mind is, oh, what am I going to say in 5 minutes? Oh shit, I did a mistake here. I should correct that. If I realize that my mind is elsewhere, and then up, JP, come back to the present. The present experience is talking about what you're talking right here, right now. And to do that, I'm making sure that my feet are on the floor. I'm touching the floor. I can feel with my toes the touch of the ground. Oh, is it soft? I have slippers. So, oh, it's a bit soft. But by reconnecting to my feelings, my sensations, my physical sensations, I'm reconnecting to how I feel and in the present moment. So it's about exercising yourself to reconnect. How do I feel? And that could be just that question during the day. How do I feel? Oh, shit. And at the beginning, for me, it was very hard. How do I feel? How do I feel? That's a good question. Am I feeling happy, unhappy? It can be tough at the beginning. When you've been living your life from your mind, disconnected from your body, the first time you're asking yourself, how do I actually feel right now? Shit, I don't know. Do I feel cold? Do I feel warm? Do I feel stressed? Do I feel contracted? Or do I feel relaxed? And that's why sports, physical activity, workouts are important, because it's about reconnecting to the sensations of the body. Being tired, a good tiredness. You've been doing a good workout today and feel tired. Oh, yeah. It feels good to be tired, and you can feel that your muscles are relaxed. You can feel that. So what is, I'm giving you a lot of examples about food or workouts, but that reconnection to how you feel should happen in every experience you're having in your life. Like, oh, I'm running, Oh, not a good example. I'm teaching. So I'm teaching to some people, like, I don't know, you're a specialist in web marketing, for example, or you are a professional translator and would like to help other translators to improve the translation. You gather a few people. I'm going to offer a free conference about how to improve your translation. And you teach things. You've prepared a few things, a few tips, and you're sharing things, and you're answering questions. And while it's happening, you're reconnecting, how do I feel? And it can, for the mind, it can be like a long time, how do I feel? And maybe you have to be in silence, and it feels like, oh shit, it's taking a long time to feel how I feel. And maybe people are listening and waiting. But actually, it's normal to have a silence. I'm having a silence right now. And during those 2 seconds, I can just feel my breath. How do I feel? I feel good. Okay, let's go on. It's just checking in. How do I feel? Just checking in every now and then. You can set an alarm on your phone. Just set an alarm 3, 4, 5 times during the day. How do I feel? The how do I feel alarm. And when it's ringing, when your phone is ringing during the day, how do I feel? Then just stop. 10 seconds. How do I feel right now? Am I happy with what I'm doing right now? Yes? No? Without judging anything, just checking in. How do I feel? And at some point, you realize, shit, it's been a week I'm doing that shit that JP told us. And 5 times a day, when I'm asking, how do I feel miserable. I've never realized that. So maybe I should change something, because it's been a week that I've been feeling miserable 5 times a day when I'm checking in. But it doesn't mean that when I'm not checking in, I'm not feeling miserable. Or maybe I'm feeling happy. I don't know. But it's just about bringing awareness to your own experience of life and see, okay, how life is going for me. What if I was checking with myself once every month? How do I feel in my life? Oh, I feel good. Okay, let's continue on that path. Oh, I feel miserable. Maybe you should change something. I don't know where I started, but blah, blah, blah. I read that. Only by doing, living situation, we understand better. Yeah, the story is about the construction of ideas of real life. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have some advices to change and start to listen feeling? It's just about checking in. All right? You can put an alarm. Pay attention to your breath. You can pay attention to your breath right now. Oh, how do I feel regarding what JP is saying? So yeah, it makes sense, but how do I feel? Is it resonating for me or not? I don't care. Because if it's not resonating for you, that means your truth is elsewhere. So you're getting closer to your own truth. And that will help you somehow. And for other people, if it's resonating, say, oh shit, yeah, it helps understand my life and how I'm leading my life. My coach always says this, at the end, you will change feet or shoes. Exactly. When the size of the shoes is too small, are you going to change the feet or the shoes? That's a good question. Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's the reason why I'm partially happy about this, because I realized that I chose a completely wrong path and started developing an absolutely different one. That's great. And so that's a very good comment. Thanks. And I'm going to comment on that comment. Because sometimes I hear people say, oh shit, I've spent 10 years in that job and I didn't like it and I've lost 10 years of my life. Or usually it's for relationships. Oh yeah, I've spent 10 years with that person, but he was a bad person, and I've lost 10 years of my life. And from my experience and from the experience of people I'm working with, usually there was a lesson behind that. There was something that helped you become a better version of yourself. And sometimes it can be difficult to understand, but usually after a few years, life is giving you that wisdom that, oh, actually, I understand why that happened. Like the number of people saying, oh, the divorce in my life was the best thing that happened to me, because I was with the wrong person, but I learned so much in that relationship that now I know what I want in a relationship. For professional experiences, it can be a bit different in the way that sometimes the skills you have developed during your professional experiences can be transposed to a completely different field, different industry. It's just that the way you've been building your skill, your brain has connected in a different way. Neurons have been created. You have built and you have connected to a certain intuition on how you experience things. And that experience, that intuition, that brain skills, that skill can be transported somewhere else. I have a lot of people telling me that, and I can observe that at a lot of people. So one thing is, never blame your past experiences, because you've learned something. And maybe you don't understand what you've learned, but that doesn't mean you haven't learned anything. So when you're saying, and I'm not saying you regret your experiences, but I'm using your comment to introduce that point. I'm just saying that, I'm just trying to get the comment again, that I chose a completely wrong path and started developing an absolutely different one. Yeah, so by exploring that wrong path, you probably learned a lot of things, and all these things now will be useful to continue on your path. And wrong path is a judgment from the mind. The mind is all about right or wrong. Oh, it's the right thing to do, or it's the wrong thing. It's a right answer, it's a wrong answer. And we've been educated, or at least in France, but I guess in a lot of countries, at school, that there is a right answer and there is a wrong answer. Okay? It's black or white. It's wrong or right. But how you feel, your body, your experience, is just about experience. There's no right or wrong. It's just experience. So when you're saying, I took the wrong path, like I could say, oh, by moving to New Zealand, actually, it was the wrong path. Yes and no. It was not the wrong path. It was my path. And I had to go on that path. I had to explore that path to understand that, oh, shit, that's not my path. But now I know, not here, but here, I know through experience that that path is not mine. And I had to go through that experience to understand that. So at the end of the day, that wrong path was my path to understand that I had to change path. And on that path, I learned a lot of things that now I'm using in a different context. So each time, what I'm trying to say here is, each time you're judging something about your experience or about yourself, it's the mind. And usually, if it's a good thing, if your mind is encouraging you, like, yeah, JP, good job, good conference, good comments, good question, well done. Okay, that's nice. Just keep that way. But if your mind is telling you, oh, no, I think you suck today. Oh, you're so dumb. I don't know if you're telling that to yourself sometimes. Oh, you're so dumb. Oh shit, I'm dumb. Oh shit, I should have thought about that earlier. Or judging yourself negatively, then change that. That's just a construction of the mind based on our conditioning that some things are right or some things are wrong. No, that's just experience. Okay, it took me, I don't know, 2 hours to understand that problem. Okay, now I've understood that. Let's move on. Instead of staying in that inner dialogue, it's wrong, it's bad, it's not fast enough. Oh, I'm late. Oh, look, that guy comparing yourself to other people is also a construction of the mind. Here, you don't care about the others. How do I feel right now? With you guys tonight, I'm feeling great. I'm having a good time. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be doing that. I don't care if it's too long. I don't have a structure. I've thought about telling you some things. I haven't told you about those things yet, or maybe I won't at all. Maybe my answers were not accurate enough. I don't know. I don't care. I'm just having fun. I'm just enjoying that conference. And the joy should be your compass. Or at least you should try to experiment that compass and see if it works for you. But if you want to create a life that fulfills you, that makes you happy, that makes you feel joy, then try to create experiences and seize opportunities that will create joy for you. And that's very important. So where was I in the comments? I also want to ask, for the long time, enjoy with the life was powerful and attractive, but something happened and now I feel empty and have some depression. Okay, so like I said in the beginning of the conference, I don't know if some people arrived a bit later, but a life purpose is not something that is fixed. It's not an answer that will last for life. It's something that is evolving as you are evolving through life and through experiences, okay? If you've been experiencing, I don't know, a relationship of 2 years, at the end of the 2 years, you will be probably a different person from the person before that relationship of 2 years. Same with a work experience, same from various experiences. So we're all evolving, and what brings me joy here and now, today, might be different from what is going to bring me joy in 6 months. I don't know what is going to bring me joy in 6 months. My mind will tell me, oh yeah, in 6 months you'll be enjoying that. I don't know. I'll ask myself the question in 6 months. Today, I'm enjoying that. I'm having fun doing that. I'm having fun doing conferences. I'm having fun coaching people. I'm having fun writing articles. But maybe next month it will be different. So at some point, if I realize I'm doing a conference, and that happened to me when I was exploring my options and my path after arriving in New Zealand. Like I said, I arrived in New Zealand, started to explore 6 or 7 projects at the same time, pretty much. And one of these projects was coaching project managers in companies, in IT companies. And I was creating online courses and coaching people and blah, blah, blah. And after 5 years of doing that, I realized I was in a coaching session with someone, and I was giving best practices and trying to give him perspective on his problems and how he could address that with a new process and blah, 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 blah. And I was explaining the thing, and it was kind of automatic. And I remember very vividly that experience with him. He was writing notes as I was talking to him. And at the same time I was talking to him, I was realizing that I was feeling empty. I said, oh shit, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. I know I'm providing value to the person, but deeply, I had already that warning, JP, not your path anymore. It's enough. You have learned what you had to learn through that path, and now it's time to move on. And it's okay. What I'm saying through that is sometimes, yeah, I'm feeling happy and I had a wonderful experience. I understand, and now I'm feeling completely different. I don't have that joy anymore. I don't have that fulfillment anymore. Okay, so it's just about moving your path. You have your compass here with the level of joy, and level of joy is stop. Yeah, just continue that path. And you can feel that the level of joy is diminishing, reducing. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Okay, something needs to change. So I was doing that. I liked it, but now I don't like it anymore. And it's okay. What is next? What is my next move? And it's important to have that questioning and be open to think, what is my next move? And by asking yourself a question, you're creating a space that your mind will try to fill, that the universe, for those who believe in the universe will try to provide answers to you. But you need to ask questions, and open questions, questions that are guiding you in the right direction. Like, I don't like what I'm doing, what I've been doing over the past years anymore. Okay, what should I do now? It's not about judging what I did. It's not about blaming or regretting, oh shit, that was not my path. Yes, it was your path. But now it's time to move on. So what is my next step? And be open to opportunities, because your next step might be in a very different direction. Especially in those circumstances right now, with lockdown in many countries, it's a time to reflect. We're locked down at home. Maybe we have less work. Maybe we have more time. Maybe it's a time individually and maybe collectively, but let's start by individually, to question ourselves. Okay, let's take a day off. What should I do? What is my best next move in my life? And just asking that question, and without controlling the answer, okay, by letting go about the answer. I'm not attached to the answer. Oh, I'm waiting for the answer. Where is it? Shit, where is it? It's like those that want to meditate, inner peace. I want inner peace. Where is it? Where is it? So it's about letting go. And I'm going to just drink a little bit. That makes sense? Is everything so far good? Yeah? So letting go. When you're asking that question, what is my next move? It's not about waiting for the answer. It's about letting go, and the answer will come one way or another. And to give you an example about letting go, because that's something, if you're interested in personal growth, most of the time people are saying, yeah, letting go, but how do I do the letting go? Okay, and that's a very interesting concept, because how do I let go? How to let go of something? Like, you're holding something. JP, how do I let go of that bottle? Well, you just have to stop holding it. So it's more about stopping doing things, about to stop doing things, than actually doing things. So to give you an example about letting go, I don't know if you're interested by that concept. Letting go quickly. When you're going to the restaurant, usually, let's say you're going to the restaurant with some friends. Okay, so that's not the best examples, the best example right now, because many restaurants are closed. But we've all been to restaurants. So let's go to the restaurant. Let's say you're going to the restaurant with some friends, and you start to chat, blah blah. It's been a long time. How are you doing? Blah blah blah. And the waiter is coming. Oh, have you made your choice? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have I don't know, vegan burger or blah blah blah. So you're just giving your order to the waiter, and waiter leaves. And maybe 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe longer if it's a bad restaurant. 15 minutes later, your vegan burger is coming, and you start to eat. Well, in that process, you've let go. You've asked yourself, you've asked the waiter to bring you a burger, and you've let go of the outcome. You were trusting the waiter to come back with your burger. If he's coming with something else, you should change restaurant, okay? But let's say he's coming, usually most of the time, the waiter is coming back with the burger. But during that waiting time, You were not questioning your friends. Oh, do you think the waiter is going to come with the burger? Are you sure? I don't know. Maybe I should ask again to have that burger. Hey, waiter, you okay with the burger? Yeah. You sure, huh? The burger? Yeah. You're not doing that. You're just trusting the process that the burger is going to come. So with questions and with life in general, when you're setting intentions, when you're asking questions, it's the same. What is my next best move? And you're not trying to get the answer, say, no, what is my next best move? You can repeat that maybe 3, 4, 5 times. And after 5 times, go back to your business, go back to your own life. But be open, because maybe there will be someone on the chat saying, oh, I've read that article. It was very interesting. You should read it. Oh, okay, interesting. Let's see. Oh, it's talking about a new idea. Oh, yeah, it's a new company. And maybe you have the answer that way. So just about being open to things. All right. I don't know why I was talking about that, but never mind. So where are we? So feel free to ask your questions. I'm trying to catch up now. Wrong path, we did that. So yeah, I was giving that example about I can enjoy my life for a period of time and then things change. Oh, I don't feel joy anymore. So that means it's time to change. So just to be open and reconnect to the body. Okay, what do I want? Experience things and recognize the joy in the experience. But it's being proactive. And when you don't know, because people sometimes, I don't know what to do. But you have to explore. You have to explore things. So what is attracting to you right now? Teaching, singing, playing music, painting, writing, whatever it is. It's about letting go about the outcome and just recognizing, oh, I want to experience that. Yeah, but you're not going to make a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. You cannot create a business out of it. Yeah, but I want to experience that. So just experience it. And you don't know what's going to happen. The mind thinks that he knows already what's going to happen in the future. Yeah, if you're going on that path, no, you're not going to earn money in 6 months. How do you know? How do you know? And maybe exploring one direction, you don't know what the direction is going to be. If you're going to a painting class, oh, I want to paint. Okay, your mind is saying, what the fuck are you doing? Painting, yeah, a good way to waste time and money and blah, 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 blah. Okay, but I want to paint. I'm going to go to that painting class. I just saw a poster, a flyer. Oh yeah, painting class, I'm going to go there. And you go there once, twice, and maybe the third time, there will be a guy on your side painting with you, and you can just start to chat and have a good time and have a drink later, and starting to talk about business and ideas, and bam, perfect opportunity. But the starting decision was, oh, I just want to paint. But I don't know where it's going to lead me. And it's okay to not to know. The mind wants to know, yeah, but I want to know what's going to happen. But you don't know what's going to happen. Just let go with that. Where was I? Can it will be that my body wants to stop and change a way to live? When the body is saying no, usually that's change something. Explore new things, change something. It happened to me when I was 26 to be precise. I had a very tough project I was managing. That was my very first project as a project manager. And I was having a lot of stress. And at that time, I was completely disconnected. I was here. Oh, that's my first IT project. I need to make it work because I want my boss to be happy to have more projects and have a raise of salary, blah, blah, blah. I was telling me a good story up there, all right? And I was not paying attention to what JP was feeling. And the project became very complicated, very complicated. I was doing a lot of mistakes and I was not managing. It was my first one. And I was kind of, I don't know how to do it, and I'm going to do what I think is right. So I did a lot of mistakes. And one day, it took me, like, just to give you an idea for those interested, I was reaching 70 days of work instead of 20. All right. So my boss was aware that the context was complicated and that it was a new project for me. But even though it was like, oh shit, it's already a big failure. So I was trying to finish that project now. And I had a meeting with a customer, and it was 3 hours of meeting in a closed room. And he was telling me that everything that went wrong with the project. And I was trying to argue, but no, it didn't go wrong. Is that what you ask? And blah, blah, blah. And for those who are in IT, you can understand that easily, I guess. So it was a very stressful meeting. And at the end of the day, I left that meeting after 3 hours. And I remember I was super contracted. And I remember in the street, I just yelled like, ah, like that. And just came home, had dinner, went to bed. And the following morning, I woke up and I couldn't move in my bed. I was 26 and I was having backache, lumbago. I don't know if you've been through that, but my back couldn't move. Like I was sleeping in a mezzanine, so I had a little ladder to go down and could go up to the bed, and I could literally not move. I was trying to move on the side, and my back was hurting like hell. And I managed to go to the doctor, and he told me, "That's stress, Mr. JP." I said, "Oh, okay. I'm 26, and I'm already having symptoms of stress. Oh, that's a bad sign." And my manager, who I was working very closely on that project, told me afterwards, and I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that you were so stressed, because I was hiding that so well from myself that I was hiding that very well from others too. So what am I doing there when I'm saying that? Yeah, the body wants to stop. My body told me, stop, JP. Stop. You're going to hit a big wall. So I'm giving you a little wall, so that you understand. But there is a big wall. And I was fortunate enough to, okay, I need to slow down and just reduce my stress. So it took me 2 days, 3 days to recover and went back to work. But I realized, okay, now I need to be careful and be aware of my own stress. So the body can say, stop. It's possible. And it can be very surprising. So next question. Insecurity is security. So if you could be more accurate, I think there is something interesting behind that, but be more accurate in your question, maybe. Insecurity is security. About feet, what to share? I like walking without shoes, and after feel a lot warm in my legs. And if walking for a long time, I feel a warm in all the body. So if the warm feeling is a good feeling for you, and you feel better after doing that walk than before, then that's a way for you to recharge. That's a way for you to gain energy back. All right? Even if you don't believe in energy, I'm sure you've all experienced something like talking to someone for an hour, and after an hour you feel drained like that. Oh shit, that person has stolen my all energy, or I've been giving all my energy in that project, or this afternoon with some kid. So if walking gives you energy, yeah, that's great. You have found your way of recharging your batteries. And each time you're feeling the batteries are low, just, okay, I'm going to recharge my thing. I'm going to go for a walk, bare feet. And everyone has a different way of recharging, okay? So what is working for that person might not work for other people, but each of us has to find the recipe to recharge. And how do I know if I'm recharging myself? I'm paying attention to how I feel. Okay, I feel drained. I feel low energy today. Okay, if I'm going for a walk, after a 1 hour walk, I still feel like that. Okay, that's not my way. Okay, maybe I put some music and I'm dancing in my bedroom. And after that, I feel, oh shit, I feel good. Okay, so listening to music and singing and dancing might be your way to recharge. Every one of us can have a different way of recharging, but it's important to know what your recipe is. And what is, I repeat that, it's very important. Another person's recipe might not work for you, and that's okay. You're not failing at anything. He's not better than you at anything. It's just that he has found his way or her way of recharging. Let's focus on your way of recharging. Find your way. And one way to the way to explore that, I'm giving the answer. The way to recharge the battery, how to discover your way of recharging your battery is by exploring. Okay, what if I'm singing? Oh shit, yeah, I feel good. Oh no, I don't feel good. What if it's, I don't know, gardening? Oh yeah, I'm gardening and I feel great. I feel recharged and I feel open again after gardening. Okay, then gardening is your thing. There's no judgment there. Yes, doing sport helps me to concentrate and understand what I feel. For example, tiredness in that moment. Yeah. Sport, all physical activities are a way to reconnect to the body. So it's whatever it is, dancing, yoga, gardening. Some people like to renovate houses. That's a way to reconnect the body. You have to do many other things. The thing is that I guess most of you guys are a lot in your mind. You're thinking a lot. You're overthinking things. All right. And maybe you have a very intellectual job. If you're a translator, for example, you're there. You're up there all the time. Okay. So the more you're up there, the more you need to reconnect down there. How do I feel? And to experience how do I feel, I need to feel my body. I need to be in shape. I need to have sensations. I need to reconnect to that. And sports and physical activities are a good way to do that. I guess people are learning now that indeed there are no right or wrong paths, just choices with the consequences coming after. Perfect. Exactly. Couldn't have said better. There's no right or wrong. There's just a path. But the trap is to try to compare paths. Oh, but he's successful. He's successful. He was very fast on his path. I'm not as fast as him. Who cares? You don't know his path. You don't know if he's happy. You don't know what was his path before. Just care about your path. It's enough. It's enough to manage your own path before starting to take care of others. It also depends on how we live that situation, the journey. Yeah, so that's a good point. And because all the paths are not necessarily easy for the mind, okay? Because we're judging the path as being easy or not easy. I could have said that moving to New Zealand was not an easy path. Okay, we had a small baby. She was 10 months old at that time. We were first living in a very small hotel room. We were eating on the floor because there was no table. Well, it was not easy. All right, but what is important is the journey and the lesson behind that. What did I learn from that experience? And you can also do that in the present moment when things can be tough, and things are tough sometimes. Okay, it's difficult. You have challenges, financial challenges, physical challenges, emotional challenges. When things are tough, one question is, okay, I'm learning something in that experience. That experience is trying to teach me something. What am I learning from that experience? What am I learning through that experience? What am I learning thanks to that experience? And like I said, you open the place for an answer to come. And that answer to that question is going to bring you peace in that situation. Peace inside. So instead of instead of resisting the experience, shit, that's a tough experience. Why is it happening to me? I don't deserve that. It's tough. I'm not gonna make it. Blah 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 blah. If you open the space for the right question, for the right answer to come, that answer is going to bring you peace in the way that, oh, okay, there is a reason for that experience. And now that I understand the reason, I'm not resisting anymore. The suffering in an experience is coming from the judgment and from resisting the experience. If you're accepting, and that's a very, I would say, spiritual concept, okay? But I like things to be practical. Accepting things as they are. Okay, it's tough. I'm minus $2,000 on my account. It's tough. Okay, what am I learning right now from that experience? What could I change? What could be my next best move? Or how could I think differently? Because I've been thinking that way, and all those decisions have led me to right here, right now. I'm not happy with right here, right now. What if I was thinking differently? How could I think differently? How could I think differently? I'm opening the space for a new answer, a new way of thinking that could lead me to a different outcome. Is that clear? Yeah, that makes sense, everything? So if you're going through a tough experience right now, and I've been through a divorce last year, and it's been quite a tough experience. I was not expecting that, but each time it was becoming difficult, emotionally, intellectually, physically, I was asking myself, okay, I know I'm learning something. What am I learning? And it's tough in the moment to think like that. So it's a conscious choice to think like that. Okay, it's tough. I know there is a reason. What is the reason? Sorry, what is the reason behind that? What am I learning? Each time I was thinking that, asking that question, the following day or 2 days after, I was receiving one way or another the answer. One day it was my lawyer telling me something, oh shit, that's what I'm learning. Some other day it was a video on internet. Some other day it was an article. I was receiving the answer. Each time I was falling into the trap of bad questions. Why is it happening again? No, I don't deserve that. Blah, blah, blah. And I was complaining myself, and I was asking wrong questions. Why is it happening to me? I'm opening the space for reasons. Why is it happening to me? And my mind is going to fill that space with a lot of bad answers. Because you're a bad person, because you suck, because you did a lot of mistakes, and blah, blah, blah. And all these answers are not going to help me. They're going to drain my energy and put me down. So you have to ask yourself the right questions. What am I learning? I'm growing thanks to that experience. How am I growing? Please show me how am I growing from that experience? And wait for the answer. Get excited, but I hope it's clear. So yeah, it was also, it depends on how we live that situation, the journey. If you are angry, how you solve it, I guess. Someone start to attract others, someone screams, some prefer to stay alone and continue to have dialogue to the next day. So that's a good question. And I'm going to generalize that about emotions, okay? So someone is telling you a good joke, all right? Your reflex, it's a good joke, ha, 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 you laughing. And you laugh maybe 30 seconds, or if it's a very good joke, you're going to laugh for 5 minutes, all right? Ha, 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 ha. And after that, okay, you calm down and you get back to, or you wait for the next joke and so on. When you're sad, I guess everybody here in that conference has been sad at some point in their life. When you're sad, when you have a good cry, after a good cry, lot of tears, I feel better. Have you experienced that? After a good cry, after a lot of tears went out for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, 2 hours, after a good cry, I feel better. Emotions are supposed to go through the body, be experienced, and then the body knows how to release them. I repeat that. The body knows how to release the emotions. It's a natural process. Okay? But in our life, we've learned a lot of things that are more or less useful depending on the situation. But we've been told, oh no, you're a big boy, you don't cry. Oh no, and that was the case in my family. Oh, JP, stop laughing, it's okay. Or you don't have the right to be angry, go to your room. And instead of expressing that emotion in a healthy way, and I'm going to come back to that, in a healthy way, we're keeping these emotions for ourselves and we're keeping them inside. And these emotions are trapped. And to illustrate that, if you're skeptical about that, you've probably met someone that you know or you don't know, but you can, you don't see my hands, you see that person coming to you like 20 meters away, 10 meters away, and you can feel already, oh shit, that person is angry. I don't know why she's angry, but I can already feel her anger. Because that person has trapped emotions for different reasons. So, but anger, the problem is we are telling children most of the time, oh no, angry is a bad emotion. You shouldn't be angry. But it's an emotion. The mind is judging that as being bad. But it's just an emotion. It's an experience. And it's good sometimes to be angry. It's like something is wrong. I need to react. I need to change something. I'm not happy with the situation. I'm angry. And that anger should be experienced in a healthy way. And the problem is that we haven't learned how to process our emotions. And now people are keeping their anger, but at some point it's like boiling water in a pan, a pot. You put a lid on it and you, oh, I hope it's going to hold. I hope it's going to hold. But at some point, it just explodes. Too much pressure. And that's why people are expressing anger with violence. It's an overreaction because they've kept so much anger in themselves. So, and I've discovered that I'm not judging because I had a lot of anger and I didn't realize that until at some points somebody told me, ooh, I think you have some emotions that needs to be released. And I, oh, really? No, I don't have any anger. No, there's no way. And I found myself with a big hammer, a rock, and I hit the rock for 10 minutes, releasing that anger. I could feel the anger in my hand, in my arms, and I was hitting the rocks. And each time I was hitting the rocks, I was releasing a little bit of anger. And I hit the rock like for 10 minutes, and it's a long time. If you tried hitting the rock before, it's a long time. But after these 10 minutes, how did I feel? I collapsed on the floor. I was on the floor and I feel relieved. I was feeling light. Like after a good cry or a good laugh. Because that emotion was away now. What I'm saying is that an emotion needs to be released. So if you're feeling anger, stop blaming yourself, stop judging yourself, and just listen to your body. how can I release that emotion? It's okay. I don't care about the meaning of that emotion. I just need that emotion to be released. And that emotion, those trapped emotions, the problem with that is that it's covering and it's hiding how we truly feel. So people are lost in their lives, are lost on their path because they have all these emotions trapped and they don't recognize joy. Shit, how do I feel? I don't know, I feel anger again. Yeah, but it's not related to what you're experiencing right now. Or maybe what you're experiencing right now is a trigger to all the emotions you're still carrying with you. Sadness, anger, whatever the emotion is. Who cares? It just names, it just labels. How do I feel? Oh, I feel contracted, I feel tense. Well, you can take a stick in the forest and just hit the ground. You will feel better, or maybe something else for you. Um, it's like about recharging. Everyone has his own way of recharging. So everyone has their own way of releasing emotions. You can hit the mattress. I'm telling that to my children. I have two little girls, and one day, the smaller one came back from school, and she was like tense, like holding a lot of tension in her. And I was, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, yeah, okay." Children cannot hide very well yet. So we could feel that she was having tension with her sister. And before going to bed, she was still having that tension. I said, okay, she's not going to go to bed like that. So I told her, oh, do you want to hit the pillow? And that was the first time I was doing that with her. And she looked at me like, ooh, is it a trap? Are you trying to trick me into something? And no, I'm serious. Do you want to hit the pillow? And I was starting to hit the pillow just to show her by example. And she said, okay. And she started hit the pillow like that. And she looked at me and said, yeah, okay. You want to continue? Yeah, okay. And she hit the pillow and she hit the pillow for 5 minutes. We were waiting with her sister with the book, before bedtime to read the story. We were waiting for the little one to just hit the pillow like that. And after 5 minutes, she was all relaxed, all smiling again. Okay, are you done? You okay? Yeah, we can read the story now. And it was over. So it's a very natural process that if it's not happening, if you're not letting that process happen, you're going to trap emotion, and these emotions will prevent you from feeling what you truly feel. Does that make sense? It's related to life purpose, but for some people it can be a bit satellite or distant from the main topic. But I think it's also very important. And since the question was asked, I think it was a very important point to mention. So where was I? Sports, we did that. Right or wrong path, we did that. Depending that. If you are angry, how you solve it. So yeah, that was my point. Someone start to attract others, someone screams, some prefer to stay alone and continue to have dialogue to the next day. So be careful of not, okay, I'm angry with someone, for example, having an argument, okay? So there was just saying, oh, right now I feel angry. If you try that, already you will feel that emotion is already starting to be released. Okay, and you can say to the other person, okay, right now I feel angry. I need to take care of that emotion, and we'll talk about it later. But it's about taking care of the emotion. It's not about getting into your mind like, okay, I need to calm down, to breathe. That anger does not exist. I'm going to put a big lead on it. To hold it. Yeah, I'm calm now. I'm calm. I'm holding it. It's moving a bit, but I'm holding it. Now I can talk. I'm calm. No, you're trapping yourself. You're tricking yourself into thinking that you're calm, but the emotion can still be there, or maybe not. I don't know. There's only one way to know is to ask yourself, how do I feel? Oh, I feel angry still. All right, do something about it. Tracking is the answer. Yeah. Um, Novelty brings me always joy and sense of meaning, but as soon as I comprehend, I feel the need to plan again and again in a new life project. All right. So, um, how am I going to answer to that? It's a good question. So, it depends on the case, okay? You can be attracted by different things, and I know someone that likes to explore supermarkets in different countries. That's her thing. She likes to understand, because this way she can understand, oh, what is available in supermarkets, what kind of vegetable, what kind of fruit, and what kind of product can I find. Oh, that's interesting. That country you can find this kind of stuff, and this kind of country you cannot find this kind of stuff. So through that, she's understanding the culture. So that's her way of apprehending a new culture, a new country, a new location. And it's a way to gather data. It's a way to improve a skill. So what is important is to follow that joy, like I said. Um, so if you're interested in my novelty, yeah, but you can explore that in a deeper sense. Like, what is novelty for you? What kind of new things do you like to explore? And maybe you are in a learning process. And once you've accumulated a lot of novelties, you can find a common pattern. And by understanding that common pattern, you can create new things. But before being able to create things, you need to gather data to build that skill. I don't know. Okay, it's just an example. We for this kind of question, for very individual question, we should have an individual discussion to explore that. But what I've seen is that usually when there is I want to explore things, and I thought I was changing all the things, but usually there is a common thing, there is a common line between all those experiences, and that line has a meaning, has a reason. There is some kind of intelligence between that, between all those experiences. And once you understand that, oh yeah, I see what I'm doing. I see where I'm going. My life purpose is on that way. But for now, I'm preparing for my life purpose. I'm gathering information. I'm building the skill. And once my skill is built, then I'm going to be in a more creative mode. And that's why you need to follow the joy. At some point, you're having joy doing something, like discovering new things all the time. And at some point, you might feel, or not, I don't know, you might feel a change, a shift, like, oh no, now I'm fed up with new things. It's always the same thing. Yes, it's always the same thing because now you understand the common pattern. So it's not new anymore. And you've reached the point where, okay, now that I've understood the pattern, I can go to the next level to create new things. Maybe my job now is to create new things. I don't know. It's completely hypothetical, but that could be the meaning of that. It's already 1 hour and a half, so I'm gonna answer your last questions. So please give me your questions in the chat. I'm gonna finish with that. Do you have any questions regarding what I told you tonight? I haven't prepared anything. I have no sheet of paper, so it was really just about my own experience. It was really about um, the traps, the tips, how you can switch to a new way of leading your life. So please ask your questions before we end that conference, if you have anything that is not clear for yourself. What to do with distractions and easily distracting minds. Yeah, so since we are a lot in our mind, we think that we are our mind, we are our thoughts, and we're thinking a lot. We're encouraged to think. And during these times of lockdown, we are watching a lot of videos. Oh yeah, with Netflix and a lot of articles and conferences and blah blah blah, like here or now. But so it's all about feeding the mind, okay? Because we've been told that to be happy in life, you need to have a lot of knowledge, you need to know a lot of things, you need to have a degree, you need to be smart. Okay, our society values knowledge and the mind, the intellectual thing. But by doing that, our mind is thinking always, 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 always. And I was in that state where sometimes I was afraid of waking up at night at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. because I was afraid my mind was going to start working, thinking so much that I couldn't get back to sleep. All right. So that's when you need to first reconnect to your body, how you feel, because when you're connecting to your breath, how you feel, you're out of your mind. All right. You're in the present. So that could be one thing already. Be present. What am I doing right now? What is my focus right now? Oh yeah, I'm gonna write an article. I'm gonna finish that translation. I'm gonna prepare dinner. I'm gonna go for a walk. I was preparing for a walk. What happens since 2 hours ago when I decided to go for a walk and I'm still watching a video on YouTube? What happened? What do I want to do now? I want to go out for a walk. Okay, let's do that now. So it's about refocusing the mind and calming down the mind. And for meditation, I can recommend meditation, but there are as many forms of meditation as there are many people. Okay, maybe your way of meditating is cooking. Maybe your way of meditating is writing. Maybe your way of meditating is gardening. Um, maybe your way of meditating is to follow a meditation technique on internet. All right. The question is what you're doing putting you back into the present moment and reconnecting to how you feel? You know, that moment where you're in the flow, you don't see the time flying. Oh shit, where was I? I was so much into it, I didn't notice the time. Yeah, you were out of your mind. You were just in the moment. You were in the zone, in the flow. Okay, all those points. So it's being present to what you're doing right here, right now. And some activities for some people are very natural. And when they're doing that, yeah, I don't know. What time is it again? I was in the present. So find your own recipe. For me, it's writing. I'm writing articles. And when I'm writing, I'm just having fun. And I'm just, oh shit, it's already, oh shit, I haven't had dinner yet. Maybe for you it will be singing, or maybe it will be painting, or it will be dancing. Some people are dancing all night, and they feel good, and they feel in the moment, and that's their way of meditating. So find your way. Meditating is just it's a concept, it's a label, okay? But you can have so many ways. The main focus, the main goal of meditating is being present right here, right now. And usually it involves the body most of the time. But it's about being present. So each time, and it's about exploring. Explore activities, and once you find an activity that is bringing you back in the present, do that. Each time you're feeling your mind is up, I'm going to do 5 minutes of gardening. I'm going to do 10 minutes of writing. I'm going to meditate for real, on my couch for 10 minutes. Do whatever works for you. The whole thing, if you had to have one takeaway for tonight, is about you are your own master. You are your own guide. It's all about how do I feel? And based on that, you're going to be able to find a recipe for quieting your mind, finding your path, finding your recipe to recharge your batteries. It's the main compass for yourself. And each compass will lead each person on a different path, a different way, different activities. Or maybe not. Maybe it will be the same. Oh, you're meditating by gardening. Oh, yeah, great. Same as for me. Who cares? That's your life. That's my life. Let's let's get back to our life, focus on our life. There's enough to do with just one life before starting to get interested to others. All right? So the last questions. Any last question? For me, it is interesting. Do like plan, or you only follow what happened and enjoy? And I'm curious to know, what do you think about family? After a few years, for some people, it starts to be bored. Our family is a big subject. I'm not going to be able to answer in 5 minutes. All right. But I have two children, two little girls, 6 and 8. I'm divorced, but I have a girlfriend, and it's for me, if you're leading your life in a way that is creating joy for yourself, if you're creating a life that is fulfilling for yourself, that's first for your children. That's the best example you can give to your children. All right. Oh, look, daddy or mommy, we can see that they feel happy in their life, because children, they feel everything. All right. You cannot trick them. They can feel if you're stressed. They can feel if you're happy. They can feel. So the best example you can do for your children is that if you're happy with your life for yourself, you will be a great company for your partner. Who doesn't want to be with someone that is happy with his life or her life? So first, you're taking care of your life, and by taking care of your life, and that's especially true when you're single, take care of your life and bring back joy to your life, create joy in your life, and you're gonna radiate joy, you're gonna vibrate joy, and that vibration will attract other people that are vibrating the same. Oh, look, he's full of joy, he's very happy. Yeah, let's go say hi. You're gonna meet new people according to that vibration, and you're probably gonna find your partner that way. So for family, I think in the spiritual world, some people are saying that we are actually alone. The whole world is just a projection of our mind. So we are all alone. So, and it's like in planes. In planes, emergency instructions. You're traveling with a kid, for example. First, you're taking care of yourself by putting your mask, oxygen mask, and then you're taking care of your kid. In life, it's exactly the same. Take care of yourself first, and all your life will reflect that joy inside, because you've taken care of yourself first. Make sense? All right, guys. Well, it was supposed to be 1 hour and 30 minutes, but I'm happy to chat about it for a long time. Any last question before we say goodbye? In the meantime, just take care of yourself in this time. I don't know if you're locked down, if you're having troubles, if you're just be safe, take care of yourself, take the time to feel, to just be present, just enjoy. If you have the chance to have some sun, be outside in the sun for 10 minutes, just enjoy being in the sun. If like you're locked down and you cannot leave home, then when you can leave home, just enjoy those minutes where you are out. Enjoy that freedom again and feel it completely. So it's appreciate what you have. Take the time you have with your family. Take your time to think about what you want in your life. Take time to experience how you feel. All right, it's an opportunity. Yes, it's a crisis. It's a crisis. It's a crisis. But crisis in Chinese has two meanings. One is danger, and the other one is opportunity. Remember that. Thanks for your answer. Thanks a lot for your answer. I was happy to participate. It was very interesting and with a lot of practical advices. Well, I'm glad it helped. You can feel free to connect on Facebook if you want. And I was very happy to be sharing all those things with you. And live your life. It's time to live your life. It's time to reconnect to what you want in your life. Life is short, and these days is a good reminder of that. So it's time to reconnect to who you are. Take good care. Thanks a lot. It was really very productive meeting. Take care and be safe. Yeah, take care of you. Be safe. Goodbye.